Okay, today I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful winter beef stew and dumplings. Dead classic, simple to make. We've got a few ingredients down here that you're going to need. I've got a pot on the stove and my oven is on 150 degrees C. Let me show you how to do this. Okay, so over here we have all of our vegetables that we're going to need. We've got 250 grams of chopped up carrots. I've got 250 grams of diced up swede. I've got 250 grams of chopped up new potatoes, just roughly chop them. We have one sliced leek and I've got one onion, finely diced. And down here on the stove I have a pan of boiling water. We're going to get those veggies in that pan and get them cooking for about 20 minutes. Okay, so all of these can go in, so we're going to start off with our swede. Then our carrots, and lastly our new potatoes. Let's get the heat up on that and let them boil away on a nice low boil, and they're going to take about 20 minutes or so, just until they've just started to cook, so they've just gone off crunchy. Okay, so while those veggies are boiling away there, like I said, they're going to take about 20 minutes or so. In our other pan, we're going to prep our onions, leek and steak. First thing you're going to need to do is to get 80 grams of butter into that pan, get it melted. So once that butter's melted, we're going to cook off our one onion and our leek and get them nice and soft. Probably take about 5-10 minutes or so. Cook off your onion. And your leek. Get that well mixed in, coated in butter. Cover it and let it cook for about 10 minutes. So while that's cooking, we're going to make up some stock. So you're going to want 1 litre here of strong beef stock, and you're going to want 200 millilitres of a nice Merlot red wine. So once your kettle's boiled, what you're going to need is you're going to need to get yourself 3 good stock cubes, okay, good quality beef stock cubes. You're going to get them into this container and we're going to dissolve them in 1 litre of boiling water. Okay, so with our stock made up and set aside, we've got our onions and our leeks have been cooking for about 5 minutes or so, and they're nice and soft now, so we're going to get them out of this pan and we're going to cook the steak or the beef in the same pan as the onions were cooked in. There we are, they look lovely. So get yourself a spoon and scoop all of these onions out and get them into a container. Oh yeah, so once they're out now, with our same pan, you don't need to clean it out or anything, throw your steak straight into there. So get that 500 grams of diced beef into there, get it all mixed up, get the heat up. You want to get this sealed and brown. So a splash of olive oil on top of that if you like. Only about 30 mils or so, just to moisten it up a little bit. Beautiful. Okay, so while our steak is cooking, what we're going to do is we're going to put our 80 grams of flour and cover the steak in it. Okay, get that all coated so the whole steak, or all of the beef, is coated in the flour. And there we are, we're going to leave that steak to cook for about 10 minutes now, so it goes all brown all over, okay? Going to get the lid back on this pan, heat down to a low simmer, and let it cook. So while that steak is cooking, our vegetables have been simmering away now for about 20 minutes or so, and they're nicely just cooked. So we're going to whip them off, we're going to drain them into a colander, set them aside. And there we are. So with those vegetables all drained off, our steak's been cooking here now for about 10 minutes or so. And it's all gone nicely brown, it's well sealed. What we're going to do is pop our onions back in, get them back into the mix. We're going to add 300 millilitres of our red wine straight into there and our beef stock on top. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to leave that to cook on a low simmer on the hob for about 5 or 10 minutes or so, just to get those fluids boiling. And then we're going to pop it in the oven at 150 degrees for 1 hour. Okay, so while our stew is simmering away in the oven there, we're going to make up some dumplings. Basically what you're going to need is some beef suet and some self-raising flour, bit of salt and some water. So you're going to want basically to follow the instructions on the back of the suet packet, okay? So you're going to want 100 grams of self-raising flour, 50 grams of this suet, around about 75 millilitres of cold water and a pinch of salt. Let's bang these dumplings together. Okay, so our stew has been cooking in the oven now for about an hour. We're going to whip it out and we're going to get it seasoned with our pepper. And at this stage, you can add your vegetables to the stew as well. Depends how soft you want them or how long you've cooked them for, okay? If they're well cooked, you might want to leave it a little bit longer. But let's get it out, let's get it seasoned. Okay, so like I say, at this stage, if you want, you can add your vegetables that you cooked earlier. It depends how soft they are and how soft you want them, okay? I'm going to leave mine a little bit longer. I'm going to put these in last minute with my dumplings. But what we are going to do is we're going to season it at this stage with some black pepper. So you want 1 teaspoon of black pepper into this pot. So our stew has been in the oven now for about another hour, 50 minutes or so. Just going to whip it out. We're going to add our vegetables, pop our dumplings in. We're going to cook it for another 20 minutes. Job done.